play my alphabet game. Come on, everyone. The first letter in the alphabet is A, which sounds like A. Now, let me think of a word that begins with A. Ah, I know. It's a word that describes all of you. Animals. Animals is a word that begins with A. The game's really quite easy, isn't it? The next letter in the alphabet is B, which sounds like B. B is for... Yes, I've got one. Bed. Do you remember when you all tried to squeeze into my bed to keep warm one very snowy night? And for book, I love a good read. Oh yes, and I've just remembered the most important B of all. B is for badger. After B comes C, which sounds like K. K is for my coat, which keeps me warm. It's also for clock, which tells me what time it is. There's another cup, and cocoa. The next letter is D, which sounds like D. D is for some friends of ours. Ducks. D is for ducks. D is also for digging. You like digging, don't you, squirrel? You're always digging for nuts. Let's see what's next. It's E, which sounds like E. Let me think. I know, empty. Just like when my cup is empty after I finish my tea. And E is also for echo. When you're in a tunnel and your voice goes like this, like this, like this. We now come to F, which sounds like F. There are lots of these growing in the park. Flowers. Flower begins with F. Is also for falling. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. It is also for flying, just like the ducks. And one of you mice did some flying once too, didn't you? Well, it was more like floating, wasn't it? Ah! Floating begins with a F too. Next is G, which sounds like G. G is for garden shed, where I keep all my gardening tools. It's a bit messy, but I can usually find what I need. Whoops! And also for grass, which you see everywhere in the park. And G is also for gargle. And now H, which sounds like H. H is for hat, which I wear on my head, even when I'm in bed. H is also for hut, which is where I live. And goodness me, H is also for you, hedgehog. Our next letter is I, which sounds like I. I know I is for inside. Do you remember how you all came inside my hut on that very snowy night? And I is also for insect. Butterflies are insects, like bees and beetles. Then there is J, which sounds like J. J is for jumper. Oh dear, look what happened to my jumper when I hung it up outside the maze. And J is also for juggling. Don't drop them! The next letter is K, which sounds like K. What begins with K? Oh yes, kettle. I boil water in my kettle. And after K comes the letter L, which sounds like L. One word that begins with L is lion. There aren't any real lions in the park, but there's a stone lion seat in the maze. L is for ladder. When I'm cutting the hedges, I sometimes need my ladder. And L is also for leaf. Remember, Squirrel, when you had a leaf stuck to your finger? The next letter is M, which sounds like I have lots of close friends beginning with M. M is for mouse. And of course, M is also for mole. And now we come to N, which sounds like I know one. N is for nest, which is where birds lay their eggs. And N is for noise. Do you remember that frightening noise under the floorboards? And N is also for the nose in the middle of my face. Our next letter is O, which sounds like O. I always take something beginning with O on my picnics. O is for orange. And the letter that follows O is P, which sounds like P. I hope you all know whose name begins with P. Mine! Percy begins with P. In fact, plenty of words begin with P. Just listen to this. I'm Percy, the park keeper, and I live in the park. And we're going on a picnic, which also begins with P. The next letter is Q, which sounds like Qu. Something on my bed begins with Qu. Qu is for quilt, which I sometimes have to share. And another word that begins with Qu is quack, which is, of course, the sound that ducks make. And R is the next letter, which sounds like R. Lots of my friends' names begin with R. Rabbits. And, of course, the robin begins with R. And R is also for run, something you all like to do. Next is S, which sounds like S. There's one of you animals that begins with S. Yes, it's you, Squirrel. And what do you all like eating when I'm having a picnic? My sandwiches. And sandwiches begin with S too. What else begins with S? I know. It's a word we all do when we're tired. We go to sleep. Sleep begins with S. Do you remember how Mole wanted to sleep in my bed that cold, snowy night? Oh, there's another S. word. S is also for snow. T is the next letter, and T sounds like T. An easy one, this. The park is full of things beginning with T. Trees, of course. Oh, here's a good one. T is for something that most animals have, but I definitely don't. You all know that one, don't you? T is for tails. Oh, and I shouldn't forget your friend Toad, should I, Rabbit? Toad most definitely begins with T. Then comes the letter U, which sounds like is for under. Remember when the mole came out from under the floorboards? And then I put mole under the quilt. And up begins with Remember when the balloon took you mice up in the air? And squirrel went up the tree? V is next, which sounds like V. I've got one. V is for vase, which holds my flowers. V is also for vegetables, which I like to plant, and which you like to keep digging up, don't you, squirrel? And then comes W, which sounds like W. W is for window. And W is for well. Remember when you fell in the well, Rabbit? And how could I forget my trusty wheelbarrow? Wheelbarrow begins with W too. The next letter is X. Oh, I'm stuck now. I can't think of anything that begins with X. But I can think of something that ends with X. You, fox. The word fox ends with X. We're nearly at the end of the alphabet now. We've only got 2 letters to go. The next letter is Y, which sounds like Y. Ah, yes. Y is for yawn, which is something we all do when we're tired. Y is also for yacht. Now we've come to the very last letter, Z, which sounds like Z. Z is for... Well, it's not for you, squirrel, or you, fox, or mole, or mice, owl, hedgehog, or you, ducks. Z is for zebra. But I don't think you'll see a zebra in my park. Come on, everyone, let's go home. I hope you enjoyed my alphabet game.